They say, if you walk too deep into Japan's Aokigahara forest, the trees start whispering your name. No matter how hard you try to find your way out, the forest doesn't let you. Some say it's cursed. Others say it's alive. But one thing's certain, once you hear the whispers, you're never truly alone again. Nestled at the foot of Mount Fuji lies a forest so dense that sunlight struggles to reach the ground. Aokigahara, known as the Sea of Trees, stretches across 30 square kilometers of twisted roots and endless green. At first glance, it's beautiful, serene even. But beneath that stillness lies a silence that feels wrong. Compasses spin uncontrollably, GPS devices fail, and many who enter never come back. Over the years, hundreds of bodies have been discovered here. The government stopped publishing numbers to discourage visitors, but locals say it still happens every month. Act 1. The History and the Curse. The forest's dark reputation goes back centuries. According to Japanese folklore, during times of famine, villagers would abandon the elderly deep in the woods to die, a practice called ubeisut. It's said their restless spirits, the yurei, still wander among the trees, weeping softly in the mist. But the modern curse began after the publication of a novel in the 1960s, Korojukai, where a young couple takes their lives in the forest. Soon after, real people began following in their footsteps. Coincidence, or something darker pulling them in? Act 2. The Explorers Who Never Returned. In 2011, a photographer named Takashi entered the forest to document its beauty. He was experienced, familiar with nature.com, under pressure. He marked trees with tape to avoid getting lost. But 3 days later, rescuers found his car still parked outside the entrance. Inside the forest, the tape trail stopped abruptly, as if someone had cut it. Takashi's camera was recovered. His last photo, a blur of motion, something pale, human-shaped, just behind him. No one ever saw him again. Act 3. The Forest That Watches You. People who visit describe hearing footsteps behind them, or soft crying that fades when they turn around. Some even claim the forest changes shape, making paths twist back on themselves. Japanese spiritualists believe the forest is filled with eerie spirits consumed by anger, sadness, or despair, and that they lure the living to share their fate. A few years ago, a rescue volunteer shared a chilling story. He found a small tent deep in the woods, empty but still warm, as if someone had just left. Outside it hung a note on a tree, "Please let me disappear peacefully." The volunteer swore he heard whispering that night, calling his own name, the curse that spreads. Locals warn that if you disrespect the forest, laugh, mock, or disturb the silence, it remembers you. Tourists who take items from the woods report nightmares for weeks, voices in their homes, shadows moving just out of sight. Even rescue workers have resigned after feeling hands grab their ankles from beneath the moss. One officer said, "You don't find bothas in Aokigahara, the forest decides who it shows you." Today, Aokigahara remains a place of mystery and sadness. Authorities now patrol it daily, putting up signs that say, "Your life is precious. Think of your family, seek help." But the forest still waits, still watches, and still whispers. If you ever find yourself walking beneath its branches, and you hear a voice calling your name, will you answer it or will you run? If this story gave you chills, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. More dark mysteries await in the shadows.